Oh my gosh, that is just a solid block of audio. That did not just peak. That just like ascended to Mount Everest and then froze to death.
It flatlined Mount Everest. It's kind of like one of those things, like, I can't even picture what cartoon or show it was, but like someone sings and then a mountain just like cuts,
Just breaks in
the top
half
off of it.
Oh yes. You know what it's like the exact opposite of the Anvilania national anthem.
Anvilania. Oh, yeah.
That's exact cuz like this would just wake up an entire city. Terry Coma.
Hey, Graham.
Hey, Connor.
Who's our guest this week?
Oh, we don't have a guest.
I'm of your imagination.
Who's this?
Oh,
Tortellino, you didn't bark.
What?
We forgot to mention Tortellino barks most of the time.
Woof.
Tortellino being a studio elephant. No, we've got Collin Fiol on this week, which you may
Hello.
remember him from Sellswords.
That was a thing at one point.
It's been a minute, and we've been saying, Collin, why don't you come on 100% Worse? And he said, you will have to pay me a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
And so I've been working 4 jobs. I am a single mother of 2, and I have never worked so hard in my life. But we finally paid his retainer.
You finally got me a retainer?
We got you a retainer.
That's my price. $1 million or 1 retainer. Doesn't have to fit. Doesn't have to be mine. It could have belonged to somebody that you just took it from. And I just want it for my collection.
This is it's a bit oddly shaped. It's from the set of What We Do in the Shadows, so it's meant to go over fangs, but hopefully it works for you.
Gosh.
This is our Halloween special.
Yay.
Yeah, it's spook
Skalloween.
Skalloween.
Happy Skalladays.
Happy Collin-ween.
Collin-ween. Oh no. We established this was family friendly. Hey kids, what's that body part?
Oh god. I love it when we do callback humor to things we said before we turn on the microphones. That's so relatable.
Non-recorded inside jokes that will never see the light of day.
That's basically the Bob and Tom show in a nutshell.
Basically.
So it's all right. Here's an icebreaker. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. Let's roll that spooky intro.
Ooh.
Oh, are we doing the organ?
Presenting Podcast Extravaganza 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day.
Do like a Dracula voice.
One organ. Ha ha ha. That might be Count Von Count from Sesame Street.
Is that his last name, Von Count?
Yeah, it is Count Von Count, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I love
That's like that
to
one.
count.
Who's that musician that has 2 first names?
Ling Ling.
Bjork. Seal. No, Philip Phillips or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
yeah.
like his actual
Given
name because
name.
his parents hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Like,
think Ling Ling's parents
Hey,
hate him.
sweetie, don't you ever just think that our next child should just get the ever-living crap beat out of him every day in school? Yeah, let's call him Philip Phillips.
Why not? What's everyone's spooky Halloween name, like, Twitter handle? Does everyone have one?
I never change my name on Twitter. I don't think I ever have. But
If you did,
if I did,
what would it be?
my MySpace name back in the day was the Collin Conspiracy.
That's pretty good.
So that could have been
I'm thinking
a
of
horrible movie, but
I'm thinking of 2 right off the bat.
okay.
You could either be Cowlin, which is like a cowl is like something mysterious that like a vampire might wear, or you could be Collin Foul.
Okay. I mean, yeah, so my godkid calls me Collin Fiol, so I guess I could be a bird of prey. Yeah.
Like yowl.
The Fiol, yeah.
Oh, or owl. Yeah, see, I was
Fiol.
thinking yowl, like a cat.
Oh, that works too.
Like a black cat.
Fiol.
Yowl. I like that actually better.
I read
movies so far.
Angie likes watching Netflix with the subtitles on,
Uh-huh.
and I was watching that new show, Haunting of Hill House, and oh my god, it's so good. But I cannot recommend it enough. Like, there are episodes that get heavy enough, like I almost cried at the end of episode 5. But it's just a great show. Anyway, though, she watches subtitles, and I don't usually, and I forgot to turn them off before I started watching again. and a cat made a noise, and the onomatopoeia for it was Yarl, like Yawrl. And
Oh, like it's a-
that is just an upsetting word
That-
to read.
what
I
that-
don't like it. Yarl.
That cat has some sway in Skyrim.
Oh yeah, or he's a pirate. I don't know. Like, hey, Yarl. What are Yarl doing?
Jarl. Hey, Carl. What's going on? Jarl. Nothing much. What's up with Jarl?
Yarl and Carl.
It's like it's like how a pirate would say y'all.
Yeah, it's like a pirate comedian, George Yarlin.
George Yarlin. Or it's like the fish from Finding Nemo, Yarlin. Is his name Marlin?
Yeah, his name's Marlon.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's like the dude from The Godfather, Yarlin Brando.
Yeah. The cat father.
The cat father. What mine is Graham Goulnall,
Oh yeah, I saw.
It's a
I
good
did
which
see
is
that.
okay. It's
Graham
all right.
Gulal. Okay, I
Yeah.
did see. Yeah, it's on Facebook too as well.
Is it on Facebook?
I think you did that as well on Facebook.
I did on No, I think just Twitter. What did I do on Facebook?
I thought it said Graham Gulal on Facebook.
I
Can you
did,
change your
but-
name on Facebook?
I don't know.
You can, because back before Facebook were a bunch of cops. They my name was Collin Shazam Fiol, and it was also Collin Party Hard Fiol at one point
Oh.
too.
Colin WK.
Collin WK, and then I was like, Collin, you're 15 now. Time to grow up. Collin Fiol, and that was it. And I stopped at 19. So
You guys seen the trailer for Shazam, by the way?
I'm into it. I can't wait.
I'm looking forward.
Like I just saw it again while watching Venom the other day, which we're not going to talk about Venom. I just feel like if we talk about it, we're going to get hate mail, which would be good because that way we would actually get some mail.
Right.
So that would be nice. We should talk about Venom. But
I did enjoy it.
I like the trailer for Shazam. I thought it was it reminds me more of a DC TV series, which is good,
Yeah.
than their movies, which are just kind of
Mhm.
dark and meaningless.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
DC
they're fine.
I mean, aside from Batman's good, but like
yeah.
DC
you know.
had some amazing animated shows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
their animated stuff is the
absolutely.
best.
The,
The Shazam animated movie is great too.
Yeah, Shazanimated, I call them.
There you go. Shazanimated.
Yeah. Yeah, Graham Goulnall. I don't know. Does anyone have anything better than Graham Goulnall for me that I should consider? It's difficult. There's not a lot there.
So it's stretching it, but if you just say your name wrong, Grom Broker
Grom Broker.
for Strom Broker's Dracula.
Yeah.
But
Isn't
I
it
think I like Gulnall.
Bram
I thought it
Stoker?
was Bram
Did I say-
Stoker.
Stoker, what'd I say? Broker?
You said like
Strom
Broker,
which I like
which is
better.
a type of sandwich,
Okay,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
So Grom. Wait, now I'm Bram Stroker? Or wait, what is the name?
yeah.
Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker, not Stroker.
So it'd be-
Family Show.
it could be Grom Stoker. That's
Grom
not too
Stoker.
bad.
Yeah.
I like that actually pretty well. Grom
Yeah,
Stoker.
that's actually really good.
Yeah. What do you have one, Connor?
No.
What is your last name
Connor-
again? I'm blanking.
Spooky Boy Hughes.
Booze.
Booze?
Like Boos.
Connor Booze. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
I like that one.
Or just Connor Hughes. I don't know how you visual. I think just like some uppercase and lowercase U's in there. Maybe like a little ghost emoji.
Yeah, or
A
I'm,
ghost
I'm
emoji.
picturing the SpongeBob like arm chicken wing.
It's exactly what it has to be.
Connor Hugh Uwoos.
Connor Hughes, like with the U.
Yeah.
Nope. Just make it real kawaii for a second there. Here's a discussion question
Okay.
that I think everyone can answer. Now I'll preface this by saying I'm not typically your average everyday candidate of somebody to go into a haunted house.
Okay.
But I do think I've been in a couple, and I do think that what's lacking is things that are genuinely terrifying to me in my everyday life.
Okay.
So
Well, you mean like banker's lamps?
yes, I mean yes, but putting aside the supernatural.
There's a whole haunted house somewhere set up just for you. That's, I mean, by day it's just a bank, but at night it's Graham Goodall's spooktacular haunted house. Graham Goodall, Grom Stoker's bank of fears. I don't know.
Banker's clamps.
It's just Banker's Field House.
Banker's life, yeah. Banker's
Just a
death.
stadium of green lamps.
That's terrifying. Also, imagine if they changed the Pixar intro to be that. It just like
They'd
a big
all-
green lamp ate the smaller lamp.
Oh, gosh, that's outstanding.
What would you put in a realistic haunted house that would scare you?
Like real life non-paranormal haunted house, or like
What?
if in a world where monsters exist.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Your everyday life. Probably the thing that if I walked into a haunted house and saw this, I would just lose my cool.
Okay.
It would just be a parking garage in there, and every space would be taken, and it would be 12:58, and I would have class at 1, and I wouldn't be able to find
Okay.
a space to park.
Okay, so kind of like nightmare scenarios.
Kind of like my every week kind of
Okay.
experience
Yeah,
at
that's happened.
IUPUI.
That's happened a lot at college.
Kind of like pay for a parking pass and then there aren't any spaces.
Right.
Hi everybody. This is my my inner podcast about how there's no parking at IUPUI. So if we can just do something about that
So
real
like,
quick.
we kind of do something a little different on tour. It's sort of similar. Basically, so I'm kind of segueing into it, but like we like there's this game that I kind of have that I introduced to the guys, basically where like so say us three were playing,
Okay.
you would pick a superpower that you wish you would have, and the
Mhm.
others would try to like find the downside of it
Okay.
or like the catch to it.
Yeah, sure.
So like my superpower that I chose was like pun powered flight. So like you drop a sick pun and then ba-da-bum, and you just take off. And
Like Aquabats.
right, but
Yeah,
like
sure.
but the downside is the only way to get down from flying is to say something incredibly racist around someone that it would affect, whether they react positively
Which is
or
mostly going to
negatively.
be like seagulls, I think.
right, like but like
You are in the air.
yeah, or just and you like just never touch the ground. But so nightmare scenario though, my friend Connor had not this Connor, but another Connor who used to be in TDA had a good one that was he wanted the ability to just summon whatever food he wanted
Okay.
at like just boom, like there it is, hot ready to go or cold and ready to go, whatever he wanted. He had the ability to just summon it and it was there ready
Okay.
for him to eat. And the downside that we came up with was whatever it is came on a silver platter with a naked Gary Busey in the center, and every bit is touching. There's no getting around it. And then, like, whatever superpower came after that almost always involved a naked Gary Busey. So that is my nightmare scenario. Like, it's just I walk in a door and there's just, hey! And I'm just walking, trying to get past him. He's like, you're doing great!
Oh man.
So every room I need to get into, he's just kind of there. What are you doing?
Far be it from me to laud any additional reference to nudity on this show, but
Gary Busey is in the studio right now.
Tortellino, why don't you bark? Oh, we gotta get that moth back. He might be better security. Gerald, if you're listening, please come back. I think another Fantastic Four reboot would probably be a scary thing to encounter.
That'd be pretty. Go here's,
ahead.
Here's mine.
All right.
So you walk into a room
Mhm.
and it's a business office.
Okay.
and
Business office. That sounds like somebody who has heard of humans and Earth but has never actually been there.
And
Right,
there's a
business
person
They're playing offices and bosses.
and there's a person behind the desk, and he asks you to sit. So you sit down, and now suddenly you have to fill out a bunch of paperwork, and he's very impatient with you, and he's expecting you to know a bunch of answers that you don't actually know the questions to, and it's
Yeah.
all very pertinent to your job, and you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
Definitely
I mean that's quite literally
more
anytime
real life.
That's anytime I apply for a job, because what should be like the easiest question in the world, I can never answer.
Sure.
I mean, it's past my name and address and stuff like that, but then it gets down to what race I am and then what nationality I am. Because I don't know if you guys know who I am. I'm white as freaking Christmas, but my family is Spanish. So the options that I'm given are white, in parentheses, not Hispanic or Latino, or Hispanic or Latino, in parentheses, not white, and I can't pick which one to do. So that is another one of my nightmare scenarios, is just job applications.
Wow. And I thought from Mean Girls that you couldn't just ask people if they were white.
Oh, no, you definitely can.
You certainly can, but it has to be on a job interview. I think shaven Jake Gyllenhaal would be... I just mean, and all I mean by that is just shaven face Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know if you've seen Nightcrawler, but I'm unsettled by just how he... You know what it is?
The movie that has nothing to do with X-Men.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember when that came out. I didn't see it, though.
Yeah, I went into it thinking it was X-Men.
But instead you get a shaven Jake Gyllenhaal. The thing is, he's reminiscent of Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
And I really kind of
Current Macaulay
overpronounced
Culkin or young Macaulay Culkin?
Current.
Okay.
Yeah. Current shaven Macaulay Culkin.
Weird. Shaven face or like head too?
Oh, shaven face.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, gotcha.
Not head. Yeah, no. Just
like that is a nightmare scenario.
Another nightmare scenario would be if my search history on Google contained shaven Jake Gyllenhaal, which it does. So it does.
Oh gosh.
That is true. Probably another one would be a room full of people who keep saying movie facts that you're pretty sure are wrong, but you're not completely sure that they're wrong, and you want to correct them on it. But in case you're wrong, then you'll look like an idiot. So you just kind of stand there indeterminately, fearing both the scorn of your contemporaries and also the loathsome blight of echo chamber ignorance.
So that kind of makes me think of what would be a nightmare scenario for Angie, with the computer history thing, the browser history. She would expect. We're engaged, obviously. So we, a lot of people our age may have some dirty or weird stuff in their search history, but her nightmare scenario is. She doesn't check mine, but if she did, she would this is what mine looks like. Find monkeys for sale, Indianapolis, and she knows that I'm doing homework. I'm not just curious. I'm planning things. Because if you guys want to try to start a GoFundMe to get $12,500 together, I know of a little draft for sale that we could get within the next week. Okay, so that is her definite nightmare scenario. That is 100% a reality.
I think another fear of mine would be
beautiful.
some bugs.
Some bugs,
just some bugs.
Any
probably,
amount, really.
Probably
bugs.
some skeletons. Put a bit of skeletons in the haunted house.
Yeah,
that'd
like a snake
me.
and a skeleton snake, maybe.
Yeah. I won't ever go try to kill a... it happens. You're driving, you're gonna get some bug splats on the windshield and stuff. But I won't ever try to kill a bug. I will try to take everything just out of the house, and I do.
Take the couch and the fridge and the kitchen sink.
Yeah, we're moving. This is the spider's house now.
Yeah,
but they still very much freak me out. I can carry out ants and grasshoppers and stuff like that, but June bugs freak me out.
Because you know what? They don't stay. If they just stayed in their month,
Yeah.
When do you ever see one though? August.
Exactly. Oh God. It's like a plague. I've lived in Indy for 10 years, and the first 6 or so, I cannot remember seeing any June bugs ever. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is a new thing. This is the coolest thing in the world. And now I'm just okay, bro, you gotta leave. This
you
is...
have to.
Yeah, you said 1 month, and it's been 4 years. There's so many of you.
My old house out in the country, out in Jamestown, was... The house itself was pretty nice, but, however, the basement was full of crickets and spiders, spiders and crickets, spiders and crickets and crickets and spiders. Mostly crickets were the ones that you would see. They were just these large, just Vanta Black crickets.
Okay, see, those ones don't bug me for whatever reason. But the other night... Okay, so the other day, actually, I saw one of those crickets that, looked like ones that you would feed to a bearded dragon or something like that.
Yeah.
This thing had, way too many antennas or limbs or something, just strings hanging off of it.
Radioactive cricket.
And,
sure.
It was just on the wall in the stairway leading down to my basement. And I go, hell are you? And she's like, what? I'm like, nothing. It's a thing. Just don't go in the basement. I'll get it. And I got a Hotbox pizza cup and tried to cover it.
And those are so conveniently labeled, so you can always find one.
Exactly. Just says cup. So I covered it, and then I was like, crap, I didn't get him on like a piece of paper first or something. So I'm like, it was just cup, like mutant cricket and wall. Yeah,
the wall.
On the wall. And so I'm like, okay, so I got to do this careful. I got to do one quick like scoop to get it.
Hopefully not doing that so that you don't end up with a mouthful of cricket.
Right, yeah. Or I got to kind of tilt and like scooch it upward, but that runs the risk of like accidentally grinding off one of its legs. I'm like, oh, I can't do that to him. And so I went for the scoop, looked in the cup, and then I just see this little black thing out the corner of my eye just fall down the side of the stairs all the way into the actual basement. I'm like, all right, Angie, we're not going in the basement for a while. And I just found it last night. I found the cricket. So that was like a week or so ago when I found it on the wall. But last night, the cat wouldn't stop just running around the kitchen. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's just toying with this broken in half cricket carcass that was the thing. And I'm like, oh, circle of life, I guess.
The cricarcus, we call it.
The cricarcus.
Which, by the way, is the most terrifying beast in Stranger Things, the cricarcus.
The cricarcus.
Hey, so it's about time for the ad break.
It is time for the ad break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so,
do we do music now for the ad break? Because
do
we did
we?
last week, and it was pretty effective.
wait, we did?
I'll add it in post.
Okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
You know what post
Give us
means, right?
Money.
Malone?
I'll call in Post Malone, who will do our ad
I'll
break.
put it in Post Malone. If I could start singing any of his songs, I would right now, but I don't. Like, I have no idea.
Just that one.
I'm a rock star?
I drink rock star.
Because we all just want to be big rock stars. Something about 15 cars.
Body once told me.
Oh, gosh.
But so, who's our first sponsor for this week?
Yeah, our first sponsor is the Yeti.
The Yeti.
Yeah, and I know what you're thinking. They make dope microphones. But no, they actually live out in the Himalayas and are very reclusive.
They believe in Smallfoot, too.
They do. I don't personally believe in Smallfoot.
That's ridiculous.
But that's, it's up to each person, I think, whether or not they believe in Smallfoot. And we could definitely have just, a dialogue about that. But right now we're just doing the ad break. So the Yeti says they say there's more than one Yeti, obviously. They just want to say, hey, and what's up? And please send more Malaysian Airlines flights.
Yes.
Because they love those peanuts.
Malaysian peanuts?
They do love any kind of airline peanuts. It's the only food that they really get is when Malaysian Airlines loses an airplane.
I cannot remember the last time I flew where peanuts were actually even available.
I think pretzels I've gotten.
I've gotten pretzels a lot.
Pretzels.
Yeah, the peanuts because you get like 6, so you have to savor them.
You can get like
right.
some drinks, bit of alcohol, some pretzels, and too little leg room. That's pretty much what you get.
Too little leg rooms. Yep.
Yeah.
Just too few leg room. Sorry, flashbacks. I was just
thinking about the last time we had too little leg room.
No, I know you're thinking like, oh, I have long legs. That's what I'm thinking about. No, it's just on my last flight, I sat next to the green banker's lamp.
It tried striking up a conversation.
Seat, there was also another green banker's lamp.
Another one, yeah. And so
right next to the seatbelt button.
I tried to press like the button to call over, like the flight attendant, but it was right next to the lamp, and I kept feeling like I was gonna get like Mario like glomped by that thing, so I didn't. Who's our next sponsor today?
Our next sponsor is glass, but on the side of the road.
On the side of the... when there's some glass?
Yeah.
Like broken glass?
Yeah, when there's a bit of glass on the side of the road.
Like as if somebody lost a window, but like a house window on the side of the road. Like they were driving their house down the road, and then they punched out a window.
And every last piece is touching a naked Gary Busey.
Welcome to the Frights episode. It's that spooky Halloween.
Drive safe!
I mean, he seems nice. Like he's, he's very like supportive.
If you think about have you guys seen Predator 2?
No, I haven't seen any of the
Remember
Predator
earlier
movies.
when I said I don't watch anything remotely scary?
Okay, gotcha. Have you seen the first Predator?
Is that one also scary?
I don't think so. I think they're action movies. Just watch the end credits of Predator, and you can put the Full House theme over it, and it works flawlessly. Whatever happened to? And so anyway,
good to know.
so the first one is the Arnold movie.
Right.
The second one though is remembered. It is not good. If it were good, it'd be remembered as the
good one?
Danny Glover movie.
Oh, okay.
But it's not good, so it's remembered as the Gary Busey ones, which sucks because it's honestly just whatever. But
and the naked Gary Busey is what made that movie,
right? Exactly.
I'm just getting a call.
He's
yes.
putting his phone up
Oh,
to
we
his
don't-
ear like we have audio.
So we can't. Yeah, it's Gary
He's-
Busey. He just wants us to stop. He says he's getting a lot of calls himself, and what? Oh, you did. Oh, congratulations. He actually just won an Oscar. So
Oh, that's cool.
for all the
Congrats.
nudity. So he actually says, "Keep it up."
Oh well, that's good.
Yeah.
Then this Family Guy cuts away to him holding just someone named Oscar, just him and Oscar De La Hoya just chilling
Just
there.
Oscar Nunez. Yeah.
I have received an Oscar.
There's so that does it for our ad break. Glass at the side of the. We didn't talk about it, but what else is new? Let's get out of that ad break with another jingle. I have to write music for this.
You could do some more organ stuff. It's Halloween.
I have to write music tonight
Spooky.
for this.
Oh, just throw around some chords.
So our next segment, I thought, there are a lot of traditions surrounding Halloween. Obviously you dress up as Pac-Man, you go door to door, and you gobble up candy. That is kind of the what you do.
Right.
There are some classic Halloween tales, and there's some just scary stories that we have. I think it's about time we had a new ghost story.
Okay.
But I thought, we could sit down and write one, or we could just do what, storytellers through the ages have done. This is how they wrote Beowulf. This is 100% exactly how they wrote Beowulf. So we're going to pull out this iPhone and
They wrote Beowulf on an iPhone.
on an iPhone. That's right.
Ye old iPhone.
Yes. Well,
They didn't have enough internet to play Candy Crush, so they were just like, might as well open notes.
Right. And it was technically a thou phone, but they've evolved.
Thy phone.
Thy phone. It's much better.
Thy phone. Thigh phone. Naked Gary Busey phone.
Busey phone.
Busey phone.
His name was Gary Busey.
And it needs to connect with a Busey Ethernet cable.
I thought we could write a new ghost story.
Okay.
10 seconds at a time. So I'm just gonna hold up this this stopwatch and we'll just go 10 seconds. So and then once it reaches a natural end, that's when it happens. So at the end of this, I hope that we'll have something that is both classic and marketable. Something I could maybe pitch as a spec script. Something we could all kind of get our SAG-AFTRAs with.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's write the new horror tradition.
Yeah. So first, I'm gonna need some suggestions from the audience. What is a type of animal?
What is a type of animal? A pig?
Speckledorf.
A
What
Speckledorf.
is a Speckledorf?
I like this one better.
It has body parts.
Okay, it has body parts.
It's body parts. Good
And
to know.
what is a Midwestern state?
It is
Idaho.
a state within the Midwest. I don't know if I'm.
No, I
there's
need
an
the
answer.
I'm sorry, I need the name of a Midwestern state.
Right, of course. Saskatchewan.
Okay,
Arkansas.
so a Midwestern should have said U.S. State. I
I'm
did
not
say
even.
state,
I'm
however.
not even honestly sure if Saskatchewan is in the middle west of
And
Canada.
Not a state, but we'll keep going.
Is it not?
I think they're
I think it's a
provinces, don't
province,
they?
yeah.
Oh, they are provinces. That's
They're
right.
provinces, yeah.
Yeah.
Province and poutine start with the same letter,
Exactly.
so that's how you can remember it. That's just a fun little life hack.
Oh no! Now I'm thinking about poutine, all touching a naked Gary Busey. I never thought I wouldn't like poutine.
I've never had poutine.
Oh, it's so good. We just played up in Detroit area, in Warren more specifically, and I had a fan from Windsor bring me some of Frenchie's poutine, which is like the most authentic poutine you can get because it's like real Montreal poutine. She brought it across the border for me, and she got stopped, and they almost took it from her. And I'm so glad that she was able to bring it across the border.
Why would they confiscate poutine?
Because they want to eat it. Why not?
She was actually
Yeah.
in Sweden like the week before because apparently Canadians just have the money to fly to Sweden like whenever they want. So
All that
she-
healthcare money, just stow it away.
And now that weed is legal in Canada, like they for sure would have snagged the poutine, like, because now apparently just customs is, according to them, just an effing time just getting through
Wow.
it. Like,
Wow. Now, I went to Canada maybe a year-ish ago, year and a half maybe,
okay,
and customs was okay, but they didn't have weed then. So
Okay,
now that
yeah,
you
true.
know, now that weed is legal.
okay, so we're obviously way off track at this point, but might as well stick with it. So one time we were coming back from tour,
Yeah.
we played in Montreal for Pouzza Fest, and if you don't know what Pouzza is, or Pouzza or Puzza, however you want to say it, Pouzza, it's
Okay.
poutine pizza. And I still have yet to try it, but we played Pouzza Fest up in Montreal. It was awesome. We played with not Pie Tasters, Planet Smashers and Bruce Lee Band and stuff
Okay.
like that, and they're awesome. Teenage Bottle Rocket, it was great. It was a big punk fest up in Canada. And so we finished our set, and we stayed for the rest of the day, and we drove all night from Montreal to New Jersey, and it took forever. So like 4 a.m, we crossed the New York border. We got held up at customs, and it took a while. So we're like all awake at this point because people were like going through the van trailer and stuff. And we got to just some gas station at like just in New York across the border, and we get out and get gas and stuff like that, get a snack from the gas station and stuff, like trade in all our Canadian money and just exchange it for US currency again, because we don't really need it anymore. By the way, people always say that Canadian money does smell like maple syrup. It 100% does.
In my experience, it does.
New bills do. If they're well used and stuff, they might not. But new bills will. Anyway, so
Maybe real quick, maybe you can corroborate this for me. So the only time I've only had Canadian money twice.
Okay.
So once was when I was flying to Beijing. We stopped in Canada.
Okay.
And I had some Canadian money that I got from there.
Okay.
I think I gave them. At the airport, they accepted U.S. currency, and they
Right.
gave me Canadian change. So I probably lost money on that.
Probably.
But I think I ended up with like a $10 bill from that, and that definitely did smell like maple syrup.
Oh, yeah, and another fun
But
fact.
in my experience, smaller bills don't as often.
Yeah, because they're usually handled more. But they also cannot be torn. Those bills, you cannot rip them unless it's like a really cold day and it like kind of breaks. But
Right.
anyway, so yeah, we're in New York at this gas station at like 4 a.m, and we did our stuff, and we're getting in the van about to leave. And I'm not kidding you, like 4 or 5 or 6 like Ford Transit type vans, like those big vans that every band wishes they had, pulled up, and all of them outpoured like just full of Orthodox Jews. And all these people came out, and I'm talking like they all look like rabbis of all ages. Like they have like the little curlies on the side, the beards, they had the long curly cues, and they had the hats and like the
tassels probably.
Even the kids, the little children, full beards.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. But like, it was insane because one, I've only ever seen like 1 or 2 at any given place at a time, and suddenly here's 40 just at 4 a.m. in the middle of nowhere, New York. And this, once again, maybe a little offensive, but it was like Animal Planet. I was just like, crikey, look at all them Jews. And like,
okay, so you think this might be a little offensive?
But like, I mean, it was just fascinating.
Now, let me just run it by our producers to check if saying "crikey, look at all those Jews" is offensive.
I mean, like, it was just
right after saying Animal Planet.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, these thoughts are my own, and they were spoken aloud. But I mean,
I would like to know what
were they doing?
Do
they flock here?
What any kind of like group of 40 people does at 4 a.m,
especially pouring it all out of Ford Transit van.
Exactly.
Do bar mitzvahs go that late?
That's a possibility.
Maybe.
Were they in Canada? Are they from Canada, or are they from the States? I don't know. It was crazy. I have no idea, but it was honestly fascinating. Not in the least bit. What anti-Semitic? Is
Sure.
that when you don't like Jewish people?
That's the one.
Is that when you're Hitler? Like
That's the one where you call them animals and say,
Say crikey.
crikey. Yeah, point them out. Yeah.
Bro, I didn't point them out, but it made our drummer's girlfriend really mad that we were so literally fascinated by it. Oh, he didn't have a problem with it, but we were like, wow, are you seeing this? Like,
I think that's honestly a problem or just a condition of being kind of living in the Midwest, particularly someplace like Indiana, even Indianapolis, like all the time. You just don't really see a lot of anything.
exactly.
So
Like,
if you see any kind of like a moment of like culture or like beauty or art, it's just like, wow, this sure is something. Wait till I go tell Uncle Lester.
yeah, exactly. Like, Ma, you're not gonna believe where I am. I'm at JUCON right now, upstate New York. But yeah, I've always said that like if church had like a more interesting name, like Jesus Con, like I'd much be more inclined to go. But yeah, this whole bit may be cut, and I'm totally fine with that. It's up to you guys, but these thoughts are my own, have nothing to do with 100% worse, but if it wasn't 100% worse by now, it definitely is.
No, yeah, I'll just put that in its own little file labeled JUCON Collin possibly racist question mark.
Then you see posters for JUCON Indianapolis, and you're like, no way.
Oh wow, it finally
the
came
prophecy's
here.
fulfilled. And all it is just 4 or 5 Ford Transit rolled up to just the mall. Or just a gas station. It's like one of those fake events that they used to put up, like Limp Bizkit at Sunoco gas station, and like 1,000 people showed up. We once had a show that said like, we played a show and the flyer we received had like the Undertaker on it, like just a children's drawing of the Undertaker. It wasn't drawn by a child, so I feel bad saying that, but like it was made to look like that. Okay. Or it was colored pencil, at least we'll say that. It was a colored pencil drawing of the Undertaker, and it just said,
when he threw mankind off Hell in a Cell and plummeted through Nan's table. Yeah,
and it just said the day after in To Kill a Monster, Ruby Tuesday. I'm like, excuse me? Are we about to ruin some elderly couple's dinner? Because I will stage dive feet first into some chicken parmesan. Like, and apparently it's just some college bar, and I was so devastated. But I was ready to ruin some nights. Like,
headbanging on some booths.
Yeah, it's kind of like, these are definitely offensive, but I'm gonna say them regardless. But it was like some other events that came up were like, this one's not bad, but Tool at Home Depot.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder at Lens Crafters was my favorite one. Anyway, now that we've like detoured for like 10 minutes or so, we should tell a ghost story.
We were in New York. We were in Canada. We were sniffing
that was a ghost story
and gawking and gawking at the Hebrew people.
Yeah, and those Jewish people, they weren't even there. Plot twist: they were the ghosts.
They were the ghosts and time. We actually are out of time.
No!
And I think,
you sure you don't want to do the ghost story? I think it's a good idea.
we can do a 30-second ghost story.
Okay.
I can start.
I can't count to 10 while speaking.
Okay, you're right.
Other than counting.
I'll use the stopwatch.
Other than my words being
this
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Who's starting? Are you starting? Or am I starting? Or are you starting? Who's starting?
Okay, go.
Gary Busey, where are you?
One Halloween night in a strip mall parking lot, we have 2 children walking across the street, see a man dressed in
a trench coat, but the outside of the trench coat is just a photo of a naked Gary Busey with a lobster.
Inside that trench coat, though, you open it up, and behind the photo, behind everything, all you see is the actual Gary Busey dressed as a lobster with a green banker's lamp in his mouth.
OM goodness.
The end.
The fin.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Gravity. Just dropped my phone. I was so afraid.
I'm shaking.
Well, this wraps it up for
this
spooky episode.
Spooky, spooktacular.
Got some frights. Hope you
Halloween episode. Hope you got some frights. Hope
yeah.
you got some bites and some tights and fights.
And
tights and fights.
Yeah, I was just saying that in my head.
And ties.
We want to thank Collin Fiol, obviously, for coming on the show.
Welcome.
You're a pleasure to have on.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I agree. I've been told I'm a very enjoyable person.
You are.
Thank
We've
you.
thoroughly enjoyed today's episode. And when that lawsuit comes through,
Right.
we'll be standing there right behind our
viewing
TV
distance.
sets watching it happen.
You can this is how you get more viewers. We keep everything I said in, but it's bleeped out.
Yes.
If you want to hear the uncensored version, invite your friends to like this page and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's
There you
good.
go.
Or like
Yeah.
buy it on Bandcamp.
Right.
Yeah.
Buy this podcast.
Here's what I'll do. I will bleep 3 words
Okay.
in this episode. I don't know which ones. I don't know. There will be words that you say.
Okay.
Um,
That was one of them.
people who follow us on Instagram and Twitter
Okay.
will post what those words are. So just follow at 100% worse.
Sweet.
That's the number
100, the words per cent and worse.
on Instagram and Twitter.
We're not going to tell you where they go, though, so you can kind of cookie cutter that in.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm just gonna put them wherever, and then if you want to know what words I've bleeped out, they will be on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
Do you have anything coming up you want to let them know about?
So I got a couple Skalloween shows. That's my solo project where it's very just acoustic music and stand-up comedy, basically a stand-up and I'm holding a guitar and singing poorly. Has nothing to do with TDA. It's very not serious and almost always, I don't think it's ever not been all ages. So coming out, if you're in the Chicago area, I'm playing in Orwell, Illinois, I think, on the 26th, so this coming Friday. And on Sunday, I'll be right here in Indianapolis at the Pit with my buds in Tiny Kingdoms. I'm opening up for them. Other than that, TDA has a show in Chicago on 11/11 with our buds in Action Adventure. They're outstanding. But I don't know if we've mentioned this actually on this episode. But yeah, I'm in a band called The Day After.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we'd actually
heavy pop punk. Make pop punk again.
Yeah. If you haven't heard The Day After, then obviously look them up on what was the best place to look up The Day After?
Facebook, facebook.com/thedayafter317, Instagram and Twitter, The Day After Indie, and then we do have an online merch store now, threader.co/thedayafter. Indie? If it's not The Day After Indie, it's just The Day After. Threader.co/The Day After. And we got some stuff that only you can get on there. We won't have them printed at our stuff. So we got like a Friends t-shirt and some old merch that we haven't sold in a while is put up there. But yeah, and so this December actually marks 10 years of The Day After as a band.
Wow.
So we're all old people.
Pretty jazzed about that.
Oh yeah, so December 15th, consider this our announcement. We'll be putting like a flyer and event page up and stuff for it. But December 15th is going to be the 10-year show, and it almost certainly will sell out. So when we announce, I don't know if we're gonna do pre-sales or not. We kind of like to leave it up to just people getting there early, making sure they get in, because that way if you get there early, you get to watch the opening bands as well, which is a very good thing. Don't show up for just one band, show up for all the bands.
Yes. Good PSA as well.
Yeah. So December 15th, 10 years of TDA is going to be a party. We got some good friends from this area. We got some good friends from out of the area, and we are going to play a long set. So coming out for that, it's going to be a fun time. But stick around for some details because we are going to be posting flyer and announcing the other bands pretty soon.
Yeah, and if you've never listened to The Day After, I recommend you start with their single "Fat Lip."
Yes, we wrote that in 2001, released it in 2001, and I honestly don't know if we're gonna play that one. I want to. I always want to, but there's just so much other stuff we have to play, and that song takes so much out of us. Like, because it's both of I have to do all the rapping parts to it because Kevin can't play and sing it. But it's a tough one, but it's a fun one because everybody knows it, even if you've never heard of us. But
actually, check out The Underdog. Probably,
thank you. Say. That's a fun one.
Yeah, pretty new as well.
Yeah, newish. God, it's new to you. Let's be honest.
Fairly new,
yeah, it's new to you people listening because you don't know who I am. But But yeah, so it's a fun one. Go check it out.
That is
Hopefully new stuff coming out soon.
a list of homework for you.
Yeah.
But good homework.
If you come out to the
wanna
show
do.
and mention 100% worst, I will give you something for free. How about that?
Money
So-
for nothing and chicks
Exactly.
for free.
Exactly.
He'll give you some chick tracts
Yes.
or chicklets.
But all of them touching a naked Gary Busey.
Ah!
And we bring it back around.
And it's back around. And see. Let's see. We did our Instagram, our Twitter. Once again, that's at 100% worse. Numbers 100 words percent and worse. Our email is hundo@turboteenmovie.com. I mean, or 100% worse at gmail.com. You can do that. That is always an option for you. But is it really an option? No.
Would not in the face of hundo@turboteenmovie.com.
I bought that domain. I had a long back and forth with somebody who claimed to be an attorney about whether or not I could buy turboteen.com. And he wanted $15,000 for it.
Oh my god.
And I said, I'm going to get turboteenmovie.com. So I did.
So turboteen.com is taken.
It's taken, but it's not in use.
Okay. And the guy wants $15,000 for it.
Apparently wants $15,000 for it. So you can join our Kickstarter now.
Yeah.
To raise $15,000 to buy this domain.
To buy turboteen.com. So we can blackmail ABC into bringing it back.
Right.
Wow. Are there any other items of note? What have we not talked about? iTunes. Check us out there. Leave ratings and reviews. Help us get to the top of those pops.
YouTube. Get more subscribers.
Well, that's true. YouTube.
Yeah, you're on YouTube now.
We are on YouTube. Every new
I am
episode.
a subscriber. You should be too.
He saw the page. Dun, dun, dun. Now he's a
He's a
subscriber.
subscriber.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I think we've got some complicated URL on YouTube, but if you just look up 100% worse and find the channel that has our logo.
Yeah, all episodes will be posted there.
Every
so
new episode is posted
if
there.
you like leaving a YouTube
Yeah.
video open while you do other
Mhm.
stuff.
And if you subscribe,
hit us
if enough people subscribe, we need to get to, I think, at least 100 subscribers before they let us do a custom URL these days.
I think so.
So that would
Yeah.
be mondo helpful. And hey, tell a friend about the show. Word of mouth, that's our
it's the fastest way to get it out there.
that's true. The fastest way to get words out there is to use your mouth.
yes.
That is unless
Unless
you're a very fast writer.
an extremely
You
like
might be a very
typographer,
fast
like,
writer.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
like
a
professional, or what is it? What do you call the people in the courtrooms? Is
Courtrooms?
it just a typographer?
Gary?
scribe.
A scribe. Yeah,
a
they bring in their
transcriber.
papyrus and their
A transcriber, I think, is what you're
paintbrush.
thinking of.
Yeah. Well, listen, this train was bound for glory, but it quickly went off the rails. So
Oh, yeah.
I think we're just going to wrap this up. Our own little haunted house awaits. I want to thank you all one more time for listening. Again, thanks to Collin Fiol for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you to Kenny Childers for doing our intro. Thanks to Gary Busey for that phone call.
And thanks to Graham Goodall for doing the music.
Oh, well, it
Oh,
was nothing.
stop.
No, I stop at you. I'm Graham Ganol.
I'm Connor Hughes.
Collin.
This has been 100% worse.
Angry.
Eat your pizza right out of your pockets.